Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com here at the THSCA Coaching School and Convention, here with the head coach of the Cedar Park Timberwolves and loser of 3 games in 3 years, Carl Abseck. 3 games in 3 years. It's a tough beat.
It's been a lot of fun for 3 years.
39-3 over 3 years. Now, so you're entering your 4th year, and I've asked a couple coaches this, but you may be uniquely suited to answer it. What about this job do you know now that you didn't know when you first started?
The time that you have to spend doing everything that's not football related. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things that, as the athletic coordinator and as the head coach, that you have to handle aside from the X's and O's and dealing with the kids. And it takes up a lot of your time.
It does. People think that it's just 48 minutes on Friday night.
No.
But that's 1% of your job?
It's maybe 5.
Maybe 5% of your job? Yeah. So I want to go back to last year, and I will be 100% honest. When Max Sexton broke his leg, I turned to Max Thompson, our producer, and I said, "That's church. It's over. It's done for It's done for them." What did you learn about your kids last year to see them rally after that happened, and to around a new quarterback and to lose the leader of the team? What did you learn about your kids?
That they believe in the process, and they believe in the fact that we talk to them all the time about the next man up, and prep. And as that next man up guy, you have to be preparing like you're the starter. So it revealed their character, and how much they've put into it. That one man, even though it may be Mac, that he can't, that injury can't end our season. It can't change what our expectations are. It's the stuff that you talk about all the time, but until you get put in that situation, sometimes you're not sure where they stand on that. But those kids rallied. That was actually, I was just talking to someone about that. That was the game y'all had called and said, "Hey, if you win, you're going to get a phone call and do a live interview." And I'm thinking, at halftime, you're not going to be calling me unless we make it a big change. But that was a tough interview, because it's one of my proudest moments as a coach is how our kids came back and fought back and believed in each other and the system and your coaches. And then, but also at the same time dealing with an injury not only to Max Sexton, but our starting safety got hurt, Gunnar Chrisweiser, right before that. So we lost 2 3-year starters, team captains within a span of 8 plays, and so it was tough.
Another guy, but, you do have Ryan Fiala now back, and a kid who, look, obviously you don't wish that on Max Sexton, but at the same time, the experience that he got in those games, I imagine you think that is a net positive for him going into 2018. Yeah,
that experience is invaluable. He had played in, I think, 4 of our games up to that point, but it's all in situations where the game's in hand, and it's still good experience, but it's not the same as when the ball's in your court, and wins and losses are dictated by how you play as the quarterback. And aside from that, replacing probably if not for sure the best quarterback we've ever had, and we've had some really good ones, Mac was special. And so he's stepping into some big shoes, and getting that 7 games of experience is going to be invaluable for our team going forward this year. And it's going to put him in a situation where he's much further ahead than he would have been.
Well, it certainly helps that he'll have a guy like Brandon Bree to throw to, and a kid who is a bit of a freak show. For people who may not know a lot about him, what is it about him that makes him so special?
His competitiveness. Yeah. He's a competitor. He's physically gifted. He's tall, and he's deceivingly fast, and he's got great hands. But he's a competitor. He's going to go attack the ball and compete. And we're really pretty fortunate in the skill position. Returning. We lost our leading receiver overall, but we've got a lot of experience coming back on offense at the skill positions with Brandon and Carson Neal and Will Lipscomb at fullback. And then there's another. We have a young kid named Will Udoye who's going to be on the other side. That's looks identical in some ways to Brandon in terms of the length and athleticism. And then Logan Mayhew is going to take over at the Y, and he's going to be a big threat for us.
But Cedar Park, that's cool that you guys are going to play some good offense.
Right.
I'll be honest. I think when people think of Cedar Park, they think defense, and I think that I think that's the way you would like it to be.
That's
right?
fine.
Yeah, you're okay with that.
There's no question.
Not an insult.
It's black rain.
Yeah.
And our 4th graders I think they all want to play defense. And so, we're smart enough as coaches to know that if you stop them and they don't score very much, then you're going to have a better chance to win the games. And defensively, we take a lot of pride in it. Our kids are always excited to be a part of that. And so I think we're still going to be pretty good on defense.
But what's so interesting about your defense, maybe compared to other, traditionally great defenses, is that I feel like your defense has a different feel every single year. It feels like you have a different strength here. Maybe one year your strength is in the front, and maybe in some years your strength is in the secondary. Where are you guys going to hang your hat defensively this year?
Up front.
Yeah.
I think, we graduated, I think, 8 out of 9 linebackers from last year's team. But defensively up front, we have 3 out of the 4 back that played the majority of snaps, and they've all had a great offseason, great summer. And so we'll start up front with, Josiah Whittington, Ben Bell, Munoz, Blankenship. Those guys up front will set the tempo and hopefully allow our young linebackers to grow up. We've got 2 safeties in Cole Holland and Tamara Alzer that have a lot of experience back, so they'll kind of help the back end. We've got some youth that's going to have to play on the defense, and we're excited about the potential they have. But they're still going to be sophomores, some of them, and then we're going to have some guys stepping into play that maybe played on the JV last year. But, for us, the strength in our program is the fact that the expectations are what they are. And, our freshmen went undefeated. Our JV went 9-1. So they believe in the process, and they believe in doing what they're asked to do and play where they're supposed to play, and then it gives them opportunities down the road.
Austin's turned into one of the deeper areas in the state, I think, as far as the depth of quality. Are you tired of people talking about Westlake and Lake Travis?
No, I mean they've earned that. I want us to be thought of in that same vein, of thought, but they've earned that, and we're trying to do our best to earn some of that.
Well, to get back, get back there, this,
It's been 3 years.
It's been 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an eternity in Cedar Park.
It is. I mean, I told the guys, I said, we won it in 12, we won it in 15, so,
Listen,
18,
it's
so
every
by
3
God.
years, my man.
Yeah.
It's every 3 years.
So.
I want to bring in our producer, Max Thompson, here for this particular part of it, because we were having a conversation beforehand. We're taking a look at your district, District 11-5A, Division I. And, look, you guys, we have you picked second in district. We have you ranked behind a team, and Max and I have a fundamental disagreement. Max, would you like to expound?
Sorry, if you want to put Hutto ahead of them, Hutto needs to beat them first.
Okay. We ranked you, I think, 9 in the state, somewhere around there.
9.
Somewhere around there, 9. Is that fair? Are you happy? Are you sad? Do you care?
It's fair. I mean, it's all talking points at this point, and
well, yeah, but that's what I do. Please don't take away my livelihood.
I'm not. I think it's that's what makes it special, because people will talk about it.
Yep.
I think there's those teams in front of us all have a legitimate right to be where they're at, and where we are is important, but where we're at the end is more important. So it's a good start.
The 5A division split, we knew it was coming in the abstract. Now that it's in, it's here. Has your opinion changed on it? What do you think about it overall?
I think it's good. I think, personally speaking, I think based on numbers to some degree, where you are is where you should be, instead of the opt-ups and things like that. But for me, at the end of the season, I think it's going to be better for us in terms of making playoff arrangements and things like that, because in the old system, the last 2 years we didn't know until about 11:30 on Friday night after week 11 who and where we were going to play, and so it made it a scramble at the end, and so it's fun, and it'll shake things up, and kind of it moved people around. I
got to be honest, the idea of you guys as a Division I team blows my mind. I've just always thought of Cedar Park as a Division II team. And obviously there's growth at the school and stuff like that, but it's just one of those things that's going to take me a minute to be like, oh yeah.
We are what we are. We don't change a lot. Our area is built out, and so we're right around 20, 30, something like that, and that's kind of what we'll be.
Yep.
So
if you ever go to 6A, it's just going to blow. I'm going to lose my mind.
Well, we shouldn't, based on enrollment in our current situation. But you never know what will happen in the future. You never know, those UIL people, I'm telling you. Let's go to the Dick's Sporting Goods Wheel of Questions. The Wheel of Questions brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods, dicksportinggoods.com. No question on here is going to get you in trouble. Okay. But maybe some controversy. All right. Spin the wheel.
Carl Abseck from Cedar Park spinning the Dick's Sporting Goods Wheel of Questions. What will it land on? Perfect. Who's the biggest prankster on your staff?
Jason James.
Wow, that was a remarkably
no
quick question.
The largest
Jason
child
James.
in the world.
The largest child in the world.
Yes, he is.
So what are we talking about when we're talking about, like, are you actively fearful of if he shows up at the office before you do?
No, but it's just what he does while you're there. I mean.
Oh, really?
Yes, I can't walk through a door without getting banged into it, or physically I could be crushed because he's a gorilla.
How big is he?
He's a gorilla. He's, I don't know,
huge,
way over 300, but he's mammoth.
Well, and you're a built guy, but you're not 300.
Not like that.
You're not 300. Oh, okay.
He's got a console, which is nice because otherwise it could be painful.
Well, and you're also the boss.
It doesn't matter. I'm telling you.
Yeah, well, we all know those people too. He's Carl Abseck, the head coach of the Cedar Park Timberwolves. Coach, appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.